I want to assure you that we as leaders in the united opposition are clear in our mind that we cannot allow ourselves to be divided because Kasongo will slip through and Kenya will be finished. None of us can afford the luxury of allowing him to come back. So we have agreed we'll stick together as a team. Na pale mwisho around December we'll produce one candidate to face Kasongo. And I have said if we pick Kalonzo Musyoka, we'll support him to the end. Yeah. If we pick Fred Matiang'i, we'll support him to the end. If we pick Eugene Wamalwa, if we pick our sister Mother Karua, and if by God's grace they pick Mandrik G, nitakibisa hii mtu kama baiskeli ya kuibiwa. Yeah? So
Man, you're impeached, Bana. Stop being overambitious. You're impeached. You stand impeached at the moment. You might talk about the court, nini. But Kenyans mali tulikosea kwanza is electing people who are in ICC. So if we elected people who are in the highest criminal court in the world, kwa dunia nzima, what does a small case in court mean? What does crimes against humanity compare to a simple impeachment? Anyway, we encourage this mediocrity, and so when you make your bed, so must you lie on it. But at the end of the day, Rigiji, I wouldn't look forward to your presidency, in all honesty, because I think if Ruto was a bad person, you would be worse. You would be worse. I can't imagine a Matiang'i presidency. I don't know whether you guys watched the interview that he had with Obuya. Not Obuya, but I'm forgetting the name of this journalist. But Matiang'i had an interview on Citizen TV. And you could really notice the rudeness that he was exuding. Ile kiburi yake tu. What is your net worth? Even if it was I cannot tell you my net worth. And even if it was I was to tell you, you are not the right person to, you are not the entity that I should be informing that to. That is personal information. Personal information, manade, but you are vying for a public office. Hey, sasa that guy was abusing or ignoring court orders while he was interior CS. Na akikuwa president, atafanya nini? Just because someone got a few things fixed does not mean that he is the right person to do. You can still fix things without having to kill people. And if you ask me, I'll actually tell you that if Kasongo is bad, Matiang'i will be 10 times worse. So you better think twice if you thought that you are going to replace Ruto with Matiang'i. You'll just be jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. Hey, feeling like a reggae man, feeling like a Rasta man after that line. Anyway, let's continue with Rigiji.
Yeah. So, but all of us are selfless. I want to assure you we shall stick together to the end. Number two, you have heard William Ruto ranting that people want to overthrow him. There's nothing like that. Nobody wants to overthrow him. It's a lie. He wants to use that as an excuse to suppress people, to arrest leaders and jail people. Nobody is interested in removing him from office through unconstitutional means. He came through the ballot. He will leave through the ballot. And we have said nobody wants to remove him. In fact, if anybody removed him, Kenyans will be very disappointed because they want an opportunity to humiliate him.
Rigiji is talking about how the president came through the ballot and he's gonna exit through the ballot. Remember, right now we need to teach ourselves how to use the word gonna more often. It will travel Majun Rigiji. Anyway, so he says he came in through the ballot and he's going out through the ballot, and that Kenyans want to humiliate him come 2027. Well, such an interesting time to be alive. And actually, you can feel the vengeance that he has, and trying to explain why they want to humiliate him. And Rigiji akona machungu. Kwanza, for him, it's personal. Remember kwanza kwa ile interview yake na Obina akisema, yes, I have kept the picture of this man so that when I look at this picture, I can always remember how betrayals looks like. He always looks at that picture and all his energy is focused on humiliating this man that humiliated him. Mwenye alimweka aibu. Anyway, as long as you are helping us beat him, hapo tuko pamoja kabisa. Namna gani?
They want to relish that moment of sending him home through the ballot. So let him not cry foul, crying wolf everywhere. Oh, watu wanataka kupindua serikali. There is nothing. People are waiting for the elections. The elections will be sorted out through the ballot. And I can tell you, even if they are together with Raila in the ballot, we'll beat him 7+1. Yeah? I've seen Raila castigating at the police, at the shoot to kill order. How can he? William Ruto is his partner. Why is he addressing him through the press? They are brothers. They just sit.
Well, Rigiji, how many times have you addressed the president through the press? Si tulikuwa na Mombasa ukiwa deputy president against the president. Now Raila cannot do the same because he is in government, right? Anyway, hatutaongelelea sana kuhusu hiyo, but this Damascus moment of someone coming to kuongea tu hivyo, it's something that we are taking with a pinch of salt. But at the end of the day, your attack on Raila is valid because he should not be speaking. He's part of the government and he went to solve the problem that is in government. And in as much as he speaks, it's gotten to a point where his credibility is no longer there. And actually, people like Sifuna have smelled the rat. And they are now no longer speaking or singing on the ODM song. A wise man like Sifuna has known that it's time to move. The cheese has been moved, so as a wise mouse, he's already moved looking for where the cheese is. Because he's sure that as long as you're supporting this government that is killing people, that is doing all the wrong things, then you're going to be relevant. As irrelevant as Baba at the moment. Baba cannot convince anyone. Remember, alishindwa kutokea kwa ile Sabasaba day. Alikuwa anasema ati anaenda Kamukunji grounds. He was unable to show up. Reason behind? Credibility inaisha. So, let's hope that as long as he doesn't have the credibility, then it will be easier even in the likes of Luo Nyanza that we see new parliamentarians who are not necessarily coming under the patriarchy of ODM or that kind or style of politics. And at the end of the day, Raila, who is taking him seriously nowadays?